If you have thinning hair, this video is for you.
This is everything I do on my hair wash days before I actually wash my hair.
Your hair is not growing because you are not oiling your hair the right way.
Fourth thing I do is I brush my hair from the bottom to the top.
If you don't know your hair porosity type, you could be using all of the wrong products on your hair.
Welcome back, everyone. In today's video, we are going to be diving into the virality of hair growth videos, hair regrowth videos, how to get long, strong, full hair. And I wanted to watch some of these videos with you and share my thoughts on them. As someone who has really struggled with losing her hair, very thin hair, hair shedding, and am currently on my hair growth journey, I thought this would be a fun video to do some reactions to, talk about what I've tried, what's worked for me, what products that I have in my collection, and what some of these tips and tricks have taught me as I've entered into my own hair regrowth journey. So let's check out the first video and see what we learn.
This is everything I do on my hair wash days before I actually wash my hair. That has taken my hair from looking like this 1 year ago to now looking like this. So let me put you on. Okay, first and probably most importantly, I hair oil my scalp once a week using my DIY hair growth oil. Make sure to go to the video before this because I just posted the whole recipe. And I do warm this oil up in the microwave for like about 10 seconds. And if I were to attribute my hair growth, my hair health, all of that to one thing, it would be hair oiling. Like, it has actually changed my life. Okay, now that I look like I haven't showered in about 5 years, I always go in and massage this in. You can use one of those scalp shampoo brushes. You can use your fingers. Honestly, whatever works. Stimulate your hair follicles, which obviously helps hair growth. Okay, last but not least, we're gonna go in with a deep conditioning treatment for the ends of our hair. Just spraying water to dampen the bottom of my hair because we don't want to put a mask on dry ass hair, obviously. This one is my favorite. It's by Eva NYC. It's honestly the best one, and I think it's like $10 or $15 from the drugstore. We're just gonna put this all over the mids to ends of our hair. Because I am extra, I always go in with argan oil on the ends of my hair just to give it some more hydration. I just quickly wrapped up my hair. If I was going about my day, I would just slick it into like a slick back bun. Because I'm at home, I'm gonna take it one step further. I'm gonna look crazy. I put this microfiber towel in the dryer for like 15 minutes just to like heat it up. This helps absorb everything in. It will make your hair so shiny, so healthy.
Okay, so I wanted to share this video first from the creator's username is Vanilla Swirl, and she is actually the first content creator that I found myself that was talking about this hair oiling, and I think her videos really are the ones that kind of set me on that trajectory. So I wanted to share her video first because I feel like I've taken a lot away from like her hair tip videos, and whenever one of her hair videos pops up for me, I always make sure to watch it. Now, I do want to do one disclaimer really quickly. I know I'm doing a hair video with my hair not looking the absolute greatest, but tomorrow is my hair appointment day. It's almost, I think this video is actually going to go up on my birthday. So my birthday is on Sunday. So I'm getting fresh highlights. So we have a whole hair day tomorrow. So I kind of went back and forth on if I should film this video. But one thing that was really important to me this year that I decided on, especially when it comes to my hair, is that I want to stop like damaging my hair further just to try to be cute online. That is a mindset that it's taken me a little bit to like move on from that, but there was definitely a time where I thought I can only film, especially YouTube videos, if I look 100% all of the time, and that included my hair. And there was a point in time where I did have hair extensions, which made it a little bit easier for me. But even if like my curls were kind of starting to fall out, I would go back and be like recurling my hair. I would be like struggling to get it into, you know, certain hairstyles. And I just kind of wanted to take that away and have a more like realistic take on what I look like day to day in my YouTube videos. And some days, especially days before washing my hair, yeah, my hair probably doesn't look the greatest because the next day is a wash day. So I wanted to kind of stop doing that, stop always putting so much heat on my hair just so I would have like great hair for the videos and just be normal. But with this video, she does a handful of things. And like I said, I watch this creator, I follow along certain tips that she gives. So I started seeing so many of her videos pop up on hot oiling her hair. And she would talk about, you know, she'd be doing her hot oil and she would show the before and after pictures, which I also thought was very catchy to do in the videos because she's showing you proof, right? She's saying, this is what my hair used to look like. Let me prove it to you. What I was doing really worked. This is my hair now. And then you can obviously see in the videos that she has great hair. So as more and more of her videos pop up and then she's making her hot oil, I'm like, maybe I should try this. And it was back in January that I started to do this oiling treatment on my hair. I did a video recently where I was making it once again, and now I see people doing different oils for their hair oiling videos. So my recommendation, as always, when it comes to the internet, is do your own research, look around, watch several different videos. Don't just watch one creator. Don't just watch me. Don't just take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. Watch a few videos and see what you think works best for you. I will also say I have made my hair oiling, tube? I think it's been twice now that I've made it, and I've done different oils. And so you can always change things. If you try things one time, you're like, oh, maybe that wasn't like the best thing. I can switch it up, do it a different time the other way. So this last hot oil routine that I did was I did a combination of jojoba oil, black castor oil, pumpkin seed oil, and rosemary seed oil that had peppermint in it. I combined those into this canister that I get off of Amazon. And then for me, you only have to use a little bit of hair oil when you're using it. So when I fill that up and I do like an ounce each of all of them, that lasts me. Like I said, I've been doing it since January and I've only redone my oil twice. So I feel like that's pretty good. And then what I do when I'm actually gonna hair oil is I pour it all out into a little bowl, put it into the microwave, heat it up for like 10-20 seconds, put it back into the jar, and then apply directly to my scalp. And again, I'm not trying to soak my scalp. I'm not trying to soak the rest of my hair. I'm really focusing this directly on the scalp and just getting it on there. And that is it. One thing that I do, she did this afterwards. She talked about massaging her head afterwards. So one thing that from looking around at other videos, I saw that people are recommending to do the scalp massager 3 minutes for 3 minutes. That's usually what we do. 3 minutes before I do the hot oil, because that's like stimulating the hair follicles, getting it ready for the oil, right? So I do scalp massage for 3 minutes, then I do the hot oil, and then I usually just take my fingers and kind of massage it in there. Because I've seen some conflicting reports on not like brushing your hair or being like too harsh with it while your hair is wet, which some people do include that to be like the oil as well. So for me, I just kind of use my fingers and massage it in afterwards. She talks about using a deep conditioner, and one tip that I took away was not using deep conditioner on dry hair. That was something I actually didn't know about. And so now when I do a mask, so I mentioned that I do the oil just on my scalp, and then on my mid to ends, this is where I do a mask, and I make sure to just get my hair damp first. Sometimes I use a spray bottle. Sometimes I literally just put my hands under the faucet and then like rub my hands through my hair so my hair is damp. And then I use a deep conditioning mask. She also talked about doing an oil on her ends. That's something that I do not every single night, but a handful of nights during the week. I will put oil on my ends before I go to sleep. Now, this routine that I just walked you through, this is just like her video. She said this is her pre-wash routine. I wash my hair 1 to 2 times a week. That is usually it. So right now, like in my rotation, it's like Thursdays. Thursdays is gonna be my hair wash day. So it's typically Wednesday nights. That's when I do the oil. That's when I do the mask. And then when I wake up the next morning and shower, I use a clarifying shampoo, then a regular shampoo, then a conditioner, and then I go about my day. So I just want to point that out, that that's not something that I'm doing every single night, is doing this oil on my scalp every single night. But that is kind of the original like hair routine that popped up for me that started on my hair oiling journey. But let's watch another video.
Your hair is not growing because you are not oiling your hair the right way. This is how you're gonna oil your hair in 2025 for the longest, thickest, healthiest hair of your life. Do not skip this part. You're gonna use one of these things, stimulate your scalp for at least 5 minutes. Like your arm should feel like it's about to fall off, and you got to resist. You gotta keep going. This will allow all the hair oils you're about to put on to deeply penetrate into your scalp and really do its thing. So don't forget the back of your head. Literally anytime anyone in my life tells me they're balding, their hair is thinning, their hair won't grow, it's not long, it's not thick, I'm like, hair oiling, like what are you doing? Now that we look like a lion's mane, it's time to brush this out and just make everything nice and detangled. It's actually my first time using this oil, but I heard it from Tatiana, who has amazing hair, so I know it's gonna work well. It's called Botana oil, and it's supposed to grow your hair very long. I also have a cocktail of oils I made myself known for hair growth. I'm gonna section your hair and get it all in there. I used to have the healthiest, longest hair down to literally my hips, like past my butt. Then I got keratin done and bleaching right after, and that is probably one of my biggest regrets in life. Completely destroyed my hair. Like my hair was breaking off at any instant. It's happened almost 2 years ago, and I've been literally trying to repair my hair since, and it's finally at the point where it's actually fully healthy. Last time I saw my hairdresser, she was like, wow, your hair feels so much healthier and thicker. Like it's like the old hair you had, and I owe so much of it to hair oiling. So I have so much new hair growth. This used to be so much more sparse and thin, but it's so full and thick now. Guys, I was like, something smells really good, and it is this Botana oil. I swear it smells like coconut cookies cookies or coffee. Now I'm going to use the oil that I made myself. I'll put all the ingredients in the caption if you guys want to make it too. Take some of the oil and apply it to my end. Help prevent from breakage and split dry ends. Once the oil is in my hair, I like to penetrate it only with my fingers. Make sure you're very gentle on your hair, and I feel like my fingers are the most gentle. Now that we look like we've taken a dip in the ocean, I'm gonna take it to another level and deep condition our ends. This is my first time using this mask. I hope it's good. It's supposed to be a really good deep conditioning mask. This hair oiling technique, not only are we taking care of our scalp, but we're also taking care of our ends at the same time. It's very important that you do not brush your hair once all the oils are applied into your hair. Put it in a protective hairstyle. You could do a loose braid or a loose bun. Now that we're looking so cute, ready to walk the runway, let this sit and soak into your hair for about 2 to 6 hours. You do not want to sleep with this overnight. The biggest mistake I see with people hair oiling is that they're sleeping with this overnight. It will clog your hair cuticles and make your hair super weak and prone to falling out. Love you.
Okay, a few things with this one. She starts with massaging. She mentions the botana oil. I have heard a lot about that. I haven't tried it for myself yet. I've just been doing the mixture. One thing though, it was like she was putting a lot of botana oil on her scalp, and then she went in with like her own oil concoction. To me, that just seems like a lot, and I'm not sure, I could be wrong, but I'm not sure why you wouldn't put the botana oil in with the other oils if they're all just like going on your scalp anyways. That I'm not sure about, because I know another thing that I saw was like you don't have to saturate your scalp with the oil. And then she also put the oil from her concoction on her ends and then did a deep conditioning mask. To me, that just seems like a lot. That just seems like a lot. So I just try to focus my oil on my scalps and then the mask on the mid to ends. So those were a few things that I noticed. She talked about the keratin and the bleaching really ruining her hair. And I think a lot of people can relate to that, you know, especially like bleaching or just like over processing your hair, damaging your hair. There's a lot of reasons that women especially struggle with hair loss. Me personally, my kind of like hair loss journey that I wanted to share in this video to give you an idea of why I'm on this hair, you know, growth journey right now. I used to have really long hair, super long hair, like basically to my waist. I never really had like super full or thick hair, but it wasn't like super thin, and it was always very long. I loved having long hair. And then I did that thing where I got married and cut off all of my hair and dyed it like red. That's one of mine. Like hers was like keratin and bleaching. Mine was getting married. Just kidding. That definitely, I felt like my hair after that just like was never the same. But also a few years after that as well, I started to try to conceive. And when I was not able to get pregnant through my infertility journey, I started to have to take a lot of medications, a lot of hormones. I mean, a lot of the products that I was taking would say right on there, like can cause hair loss. And within just a short while, I mean, I was losing my hair in clumps. Every time I showered, I would just cry because I was losing so much hair. My hair was so thin. And at the time that I decided that I was going to get a divorce, I was going to move to a new state and start over. I lived in Iowa. I moved to Las Vegas, Nevada. One of my biggest insecurities at that time was my hair, how thin it was, how short it was. And I was very embarrassed by it. If I pulled it up, like you could literally see my scalp. And it was just a really big point of insecurity for me. And especially when you're starting a new life completely over and you don't know anybody and you're trying to make new friends and all these things, I really wanted something that would help me feel more confident. So for me, I decided to get hair extensions. So I got, I think it was called Natural Beat It Row hair extensions, and I had them for a couple of years, and they were long and they were full. I did 2 full rows and then a half row. I had them to my waist, and I really felt like at the time when I just needed a band-aid, hair extensions worked out really well for me. And I still look back on the days where I had hair extensions and I'm like, oh, I love my long hair so much. Like there's definitely times where I really want to go back. But I also made the decision to myself at one point that I wanted to try to naturally heal my hair and not just keep putting a band-aid over it, which was hair extensions. And so that's when I started trying. Again, this was also around the time of being diagnosed with adrenal PCOS and really starting to learn about hormones and what was going on inside of my body and how that also related to my hair. So all of that time kind of played together for me and is what got me invested in trying to get on this hair journey. So I just wanted to share my own personal story there. But again, I know a lot of women struggle with hair loss for a variety of different reasons. She talked about having new hair growth, and she was especially pointing like up in this area. This is one of the areas that I have seen from doing the oiling for 3 months now. This is one of the biggest things that I saw. The first thing that I really noticed was that I wasn't shedding as much in the shower. That was the very first indicator to me after I started hair oiling on the regular, was that when I would be in the shower and go like this, I would have a clump of hair. It wasn't as bad in the days when I was taking crazy medications, but it was still a lot of hair that was coming out of my head. And I started to notice over time, week after week, that was getting less and less. And I was so excited. I was texting my friends who are doing, you know, hair oiling with me, and I was like, oh my gosh, I think something's really working. And I was so excited. Then I started to notice the hair growth right up in here. Like when I pull my hair back, all of a sudden I had hair there again, and I was like, wow. And then I also started to notice baby hairs on top of my head. And I was like, is this hair regrowth? Like, I am so excited about this. So I've been really thrilled to see just a few small changes and really the difference they've been able to make with my hair. She does mention as well to do gentle massaging of the head once you have the oil on there, which again, that was something that I saw pointed out in other videos, was not going back in with the scalp massager, not doing any really tight hairstyles. After I hair oil, I do wrap my hair in a microfiber towel, and that's what I sleep on. I've also talked at length about my love for the Kitsch satin sleeping scrunchies. They're these really thick scrunchies. So on just like my regular nights, I put all of my hair up in that satin scrunchie. I have silk pillowcases, anything to help like reduce friction against my hair, to be able to prevent breakage and that sort of thing. So I'm a big fan of any of those. Any products that I point out, I will link in my description box. I'm also an Amazon affiliate, and I have a whole storefront just for hair stuff. So all of the hair stuff will be on there. At the end of this, she does mention only having this on for 2 to 6 hours and to not sleep overnight. Again, this is where I think that we have to watch like multiple videos and also figure out what does work best for you. Because I see some people say, you know, do this as your last step in a night routine, go to sleep, wake up, wash it off. I hear some people say leave it on for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours. Now for me, I don't really, even though I work from home, I don't really have the ability to like oil my hair and have it up in this towel and just like go about my day like normal. I mean, I guess I could start filming YouTube videos like that. I said I wanted to be realistic. So maybe in my next video, you're gonna catch me with all of my hair up in a microfiber towel and I'll be like, guys, today is hair oiling day. But for me, I don't really have that as part of my schedule that I can do. There has been, I think there's literally been one time ever that I oiled my hair in the middle of the afternoon and I was having a bad mental health day and thought it would cheer me up. I oiled my hair in the middle of the afternoon and took a shower at night. But for me, it's just easier for it to be like literally the last thing that I do at night, like 9, 10 p.m. And then I wake up at 5, 6 a.m. and take a shower and wash it off my hair. For me, I've only noticed good results from hair oiling, so I feel like that works for me. But you might notice, hey, I do this overnight and I'm not noticing results. Maybe you need to have less time with it. So that's just, again, something of like looking at a variety of different videos and then actually using yourself as a case study. What does work best for you? But let's watch another video.
If you have thinning hair, this video is for you. I'm a dermatologist who struggled with hair loss myself, and let me show you how to build a wash day routine for hair growth using only drugstore products. First up, coconut oil is nature's bond repair. Apply this to your ends 30 minutes before shampooing. Anti-dandruff shampoos are not just for dandruff. Nizoral shampoo can reduce hair shedding or fall and may block DHT. Next, we need a hydrating conditioner like this one from Dove, which contains zinc and peptides to help support healthy hair growth. After washing, apply this thickening serum to damp hair to instantly make your hair look fuller. Then spritz on this heat and UV protectant from root to tip. After your hair is dry, apply minoxidil to stimulate hair growth. Don't be fooled by women's Rogaine. The generic 5% men's foam is more powerful and less expensive.
Of course, the men's version is less expensive for the same thing. Oh my gosh, it drives me crazy. Okay, that was interesting. So that was a quick video from a dermatologist. I like that she pointed out all drugstore products as well. I think I literally just saw from a dermatologist and I saved the video and was like, I'll watch it later. So I didn't realize that she was going to be talking about all drugstore products. Now she mentioned coconut oil. Okay, so one thing with me with coconut oil, and again, this goes back to you watch multiple videos, you try to get as much information as you can. One thing that I've seen is that sometimes coconut oil is not great for like the sink, like rinsing it, like it can be thick, it can kind of clog drains, and that like freaked me out a little bit when it came to putting coconut oil in my hair. And again, when I did that very first hair oiling set that I put together, I did put coconut oil in there. And then I also just very recently did the hair porosity test. So this is also very viral right now. I will watch a video together on this because I've been mentioning it as well. And one thing, because I have low porosity hair, it mentioned not using products that are really thick. And to me, I was like, coconut oil is really thick. So the next time that I made that hot oil treatment, I took the coconut oil out of it. and we'll see how I like it. So that was just like a recent thing for me. So I do know like if coconut oil maybe is in certain products like the shampoo or conditioner, maybe it's, I don't know if I want to say diluted. I don't know if that's the correct terminology, but maybe it's not in that like thick form. But that's a reason for me that I've kind of steered away a little bit from coconut oil, but would love any feedback, of course, on any of this in the comments, or if you have any knowledge that I don't, I would love to know. She mentioned anti-dandruff shampoo can also be good for shedding and for thinning hair. I did not know that. I didn't know that at all. So that's very interesting to me. That was a good tip to take away. She mentions specifically a few other products as well, like the heat protectant. She also mentioned the minoxidil. And I know this is a product that I've seen talked about a lot as well with hair growth. I've seen that. I've definitely seen a lot for like Nutrafol. I've never tried anything like that for myself, so I don't have anything personal that I can recommend. Again, if this is something that you have tried, I would love to know. But then when she ended it with talking about the men's product, but let me show you the video on the porosity hair test.
If you don't know your hair porosity type, you could be using all of the wrong products on your hair, which means they're not soaking in, they're not going to be working, they're not going to be benefiting you. This is a fun little trick to know if you have high, medium, or low porosity hair. All you're going to need is a glass of water and a strand off of your head. Not off of your head, actually. Don't pluck it off your head. We all know that you got one on a hairbrush somewhere. So, okay, we got one. So what you're gonna do is take the strand of hair and place it into a glass of water. And obviously you guys can't see mine, but mine is floating at the top and it will never sink. This means that I have very low porosity hair, which means it's harder for products to soak in. I shouldn't be using super thick products because they're just not gonna benefit my hair. If it floats for a little bit and then starts to sink, that means you have medium porosity hair. And if you put it in and it literally just immediately drops, that means you have high porosity hair. Knowing your hair porosity is obviously so beneficial because then you could like cater your hair routine to that. And then you won't be wasting money and time on hair products that do not work for your hair.
So that is a very quick little thing that you can do at home. And again, I watched several videos on it. I wanted to make sure I like really knew what I was doing, but I literally went and got my glass of water. I love that she pointed out to just grab a strand of hair from your hairbrush and not, because I've seen some videos where the girls are like, and I'm like, ow, I don't want to do that. Grab a few strands from your hairbrush and wait, I'll wait. Okay, you have your hairbrush, you have your glass of water, now you put it on top. So when I put mine on top, mine literally just sat there at the top of the water. So did my friend Ashley, I made her do it too. Ours just sat there at the top. So that means that we have low porosity hair. So kind of what she said, it's harder for products to sink in, to stay away from thicker products. So for me, another video that I watched was like, look for ingredients that water comes first, which to me is, at least for my products already, was most of them, like the majority of them with hair care products, water was the first ingredient. And then also talking about staying away from a few things, like especially protein. It's so funny to me because one of my shampoo and conditioners that I have in my shower is a very viral drugstore product, and I've been using it, and every single time I use the shampoo and conditioner, I'm like, my hair doesn't feel good. But you know what? I kept using it because I was like, everyone recommends this. Everyone loves this product. Everyone's talking about this. So even though I could literally tell when I would get out of the shower and feel my hair that my hair didn't feel as good, I kept using it. Why? We are our own case study. If something doesn't feel right or feel good or like feel the way that you think it should be, stop using those products. I just kept using them. And then when it was like, don't use products that have a lot of protein in them, I was like, that's literally what these products are known for. It's what they're known for. So doing this test also showed me that just the same with skincare, it's really important to know when people are giving recommendations what type of skin that they have, what hair type that they have, because I'm watching people say like, oh, use this because it's great to get more protein in your hair. But if you're talking to someone with low porosity hair, maybe that doesn't mean the same thing. And I just thought that was so fascinating just because I could truly feel a difference when I use that shampoo and conditioner, which I obviously have since stopped. But another thing that was good for low porosity hair was using products that come in like a spray bottle versus like a thicker like cream that comes in like a jar and that sort of thing. So that was just all really interesting stuff for me to learn. I was able to kind of shift my hair care products around and also remember that like less is more when it comes to my hair type. So now when I get out of the shower, I literally just use a leave-in. It's a pretty lightweight leave-in from Color Wow. It's their Kale treatment. So I put that in my hair, and then I also sprayed the Color Wow Dream Coat, and that is it. I either let my hair air dry or I will blow dry it. And then once that is done, I use an oil on my mid to ends. and that's it. That's my after shower routine, and it has been working real well for me. So I've been very excited about that. But if you haven't done that test yet, you know, it's something that I would recommend just because I feel like it helped kind of make me be like, oh, that's maybe why some products I feel like work better for me than not. And it just kind of made me shake up my hair routine a little bit. But we have one last video that I wanted to watch with you.
It is about time I start sharing my hair care routine because you guys, I get asked all the time. And these are the 5 things that I do on a consistent basis to keep it long and strong. And I am bleaching this baby every other month, so something's going right. Okay, and when I say consistently, you guys, this means like 2 to 3 times a week whenever I'm washing my hair. So I wake up in the morning and I add rosemary and castor oil to my hair before I go to the gym. And then also before I head out, I take my supplements. You guys, the one I'm showing you is a collagen growth one, but take all of your hair supplements. It actually helps. The third thing I do is I shower at the gym. So I take my shampoo and conditioner, Olaplex, and then I also bring my hair mask. So I put it in at the gym, but then I wear it home. So it's in my hair for about 10 to 15 minutes. And then I rinse it out when I get home. The fourth thing I do is I brush my hair from the bottom to the top. Causes less damage. And then number 5 is I always add a heat protectant while it's damp in case I curl it later in the day. But for the most part, air dry it. Like I am going to let it air dry until I have to curl it later tonight. Then I add my oils and then boom. That is how you are going to get the long, luscious hair that you have been wanting. Okay, love you guys. I hope this is helpful.
Okay, that was an interesting one. So she mentioned doing this 2 to 3 times a week or when she washes. So she talked about just doing, you know, some of the oils before she goes to the gym. So they're kind of on for a while. She showers at the gym. Could never be me. But she showers at the gym. I know a lot of people do that, but like my anxiety, I could never. So she showers at the gym, puts her mask on there, and then heads home. Okay, that's a really interesting routine. This is the only video that I've seen that has mentioned supplements as well. So I do take supplements. I don't think there's anything like real, I'm trying to think if there's anything like specific to hair. I don't think so. I'm literally looking, like my supplements are over here in my kitchen. I'm like looking at them. Like I do a lot of like functional mushrooms. Like I do like cordyceps and turkey tail and lion's mane. I do like zinc, vitamin B, magnesium, my probiotic. I don't think anything's like specific to hair, but I get what she's saying. She talks about brushing her hair from the bottom up. I don't know if I've actually ever heard that, but that's so interesting to me, but love that. And then she mentions, obviously, of course, always using a heat protectant, which is very important if you are using heat on your hair. She talked about the importance of air drying, which is definitely something that I try to do as well. One of my issues though, and I think I made a short form video on this, but I'm going to put it in here if anyone knows. Sometimes I get confused because so many products that you put on your hair after showering says that they're activated by heat. So it says that you need to blow dry them, especially the Colourpop products that I use. So sometimes I'm like, I would like to let my hair air dry, but then am I putting these products in for no reason? So then do I skip the products? Do I put something else? Like, that part confuses me. So I wanted to ask if anyone knows that. But those are all the videos that I wanted to watch with you and just kind of share a little bit about what I have been, you know, incorporating into my routine as well. One of the first things that I did too was I started to use like a red light on my scalp. So I have the device called the Ledora, and that is a red light. It also has like vibration and heat. And so I use that on my scalp and I really like it. It looks kind of like a giant hairbrush, but then it also has like the red light at the same time. I've been talking recently about being a huge fan of red light for my skin. I think it's made a huge difference for my face, for my acne scars, but also red light for the scalp is very popular as well. I've gone to a lot of head spas around where I live, and almost all of them do use red light at some point on my scalp as well, which I find very interesting. So that's a product that I really love. Obviously, I mentioned the hair oiling. I mentioned my scrunchies and the microfiber towel. I do like to use the detangler brush from Kitsch. That's the current brush that I use, and I like that. I like to be able to use my rollers if I want to get some more like oomph to my hair, especially because I have quite thin hair. I like to use hair rollers instead of using a curling iron. But if I do use a curling iron, I use the one from T3. I'm just trying to think of a rundown of anything else that I do that maybe wasn't mentioned in any of these videos. But for me, I think the oiling of my scalp, I think sleeping with it in a protected style is a good thing. You know, when I was talking about the morning shed routine, a lot of women are talking about sleeping in bonnets, which is nothing new. This has been done for such a long time, but it's increasingly popular right now on social media. But it's one of those things that I'm like, great, I'm glad that it is, because I'm glad more people are knowing, you know, switching out your pillowcases, sleeping with a bonnet, whatever it may be, how beneficial it can be for the hair. Also just trying to get a better handle of kind of like personalizing my hair care products to me. One of the great things about social media, and with so many women wanting to share their stories about hair loss and hair regrowth and the products they use and the methods that they work for them, I love that. I think women really have this desire to pass along our stories and share what works for us and maybe what didn't work for us. I think we really have that community desire within us. And obviously now with social media, so much information is so accessible to us at all times, truly. But one thing that we can fall, and I do as well, I mean, I was just talking about it with the protein shampoo and conditioner, is that sometimes we get so information at such a high speed to us, and we have so much access to all of this knowledge, is that we kind of just want to make a lot of changes all at once, or watch one video and do everything that that person says. That's why I really try to recommend, especially in my commentary videos, of watching several videos or asking questions or using yourself as the case study, like I said, and really personalizing it to you. It's great to watch these videos and take away 1 or 2 tips from each person and then personalize it to me, to my certain hair type, to my own routine. You know, like the one girl was saying, I do this, you know, up to 3 times a week and go to the gym. That's personally not my routine. Some people are hair oiling in the middle of the day. That's not personally my routine. But how can you personalize everything to yourself to see the best results? I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that you found it helpful. I would love to hear any of your feedback in the comment section if you've struggled with hair loss and if you've had any success with hair regrowth. I would love to know, and thank you for watching.